What's up, everybody? Keith Mitchell here from the Outerhaven. And earlier today, Square Enix, People Can Fly, released a new gameplay trailer, upcoming game, Outriders, which releases on Xbox One, Xbox Series X, PlayStation 4, and PlayStation 5, as well as good old PC. Now, they had a play session, I believe, earlier this year, and I didn't get a chance to check that out, but I did get to check out a presentation of Outriders at PAX East 20. And while they weren't able to show us any new gameplay, it was interesting enough because before I was able to attend that event, I was on the fence about this game because it looked like the Division 2. It played like Division 2 and Destiny 2 and a little bit of Borderlands 3. And I wasn't really sure if this was going to be a looter shooter that I was looking forward to, or if I was going to let it pass me by. However, this new gameplay trailer, which I haven't watched yet, I was saving it so I can do this reaction / talk piece. People are saying it's interesting. It's very good and that I should give it a watch. So that's what I'm doing right now. So sit back with me as I watch this trailer for the first time, and I will basically try to take apart the trailer. I will stop it at certain segments to talk about things that I'm familiar with or not familiar with, or anything that seems interesting. All right, so thanks for stopping by, and let's go ahead and watch this trailer together.
In this episode's playthrough, we're taking you to the first city. It's the first human colony in Enoch, established by the ECA shortly after their arrival. The huge structure in the background is actually one of the engines of the SM Flores, the massive spaceship you and the rest of humanity used to travel from Earth to Enoch.
So that's interesting because the presentation that I attended and a little bit of information that they released about this game, I don't think they talked about this particular story element. So this is the first time that I've heard about this. I've always thought it was some kind of event that happened on the planet below that triggered all this. But now we're finding out we were actually on a spaceship or the space station sent to the planet. So that's new to me, at least.
It was brought down to the surface of the planet to serve as a temporary power source for the colony. But when the first big anomaly storm hit the first city, the engine was damaged and at the risk of a meltdown. And after a few months of initial panic and chaos, that's exactly what happened.
So the event was triggered by the meltdown of the station that was brought down to the planet. All right, so that makes sense.
The engine's nuclear reactor exploded, blanketing many areas with heavy radiation. With the city having lost its main source of energy, and most of the water and food becoming unsafe to consume, many perished in the aftermath.
Okay, so this paints a completely different picture than what I originally understood about this game. I was thinking that we were sent to this planet out of nowhere to fight and find resources. Come to find out, this planet was already colonized by people, and that this was just an unfortunate accident. So we're finding out more about this in this gameplay / trailer or story trailer.
After the anomaly storms, riots, and decades of war, both inner city and the slums surrounding it have long been abandoned by the authority and most of its inhabitants.
So that's important because, again, I thought this was something happened over the course of a couple of weeks, maybe a couple of months, but they're saying decades, not one decade, but multiple decades. So this planet was already colonized long before these events of Outriders, or what starts the chain of events, even started. Again, more important information that we did not know about before.
This is hostile territory now, and many of them roam around, trying to scavenge for scraps while navigating through the pockets of radiation and monster nests. Our mission here is to find and obtain an old truck, which belongs to an important ECA scientist called Zahidi. Zahidi claims something on this truck holds invaluable information about the anomaly and the mysterious signal. For now, we only faced humanoid enemies on our path.
All right, so this is important because it's showing us different types of humanoids, which we've probably seen in the past, or people who've actually had access to the game at the gameplay events saw these people. I didn't really see much of this at the panel at PAX East. So we're seeing basically gangs, again, just like the Division 2, where they had multiple gangs patrolling New York or Washington. So that's interesting as well.
But the first city will introduce us to a new threat, the Perforo.
And now we're seeing aliens for the first.
Like most of the monstrous creatures seen on Enoch, the Porphyra was a pre-existing species that rapidly evolved by the corruption of the anomaly.
So basically, because of these unfortunate chain of events, I guess we birthed these aliens, or if they were already there, as it said, they mutated. So we're responsible for these mutants. So that's great to know.
And it was one of the first hostile creatures that attacked the colony in its early years. One thing is certain though, their strength is in numbers. Even a battle-hardened Outriders often left with only one option when facing a swarm: run.
So apparently, we get our asses kicked by these guys, so we shouldn't fight them. I'm guessing that's only for this trailer, and that we'll be facing off against these guys a lot during the course of the game.
Let's join our pyromancer Nova and see what she's up to on her mission to find Sahidi's truck.
So first of all, she looks completely badass. She's rocking a pair of dual pistols and looks like she has some kind of assault rifle on her back. And they said she's a pyromancer, right? Which means she's going to have a lot of fire casting abilities as well. So let's see what she does. Okay, right there, that's already way faster than the gameplay in the 2. So we can already get that notion out of our head that this game is going to be slow. It looks like it's going to be very fast-paced.
Yeah, like I said, sometimes you just need to run. But not for long.
All right, I didn't stop it right then and there. I was waiting to see if she would do any kind of other pyromancer ability. So what we just saw is her jumping into the air, slamming the ground, and casting an AoE fire effect, which knocks back and hurts enemies that are surrounding her. Now, I can't tell if that's just her normal weapon or if that's her weapon being I can't talk. Wow, being buffed by her pyromancer abilities. All right, so we have another pyromancer ability, which looks like she shoots a line of fire, a pillar of fire, directly in front of her, or whatever direction she. And you can see at the bottom, there's 3 different icons showing her abilities, and they all have a cooldown, so you can't just spam away, which is good, because I know some people would like to just keep hitting the same ability over and over. All right, and she did the other ability, which looked like some kind of special ability where she had to use both the left and right triggers, and it did some kind of crowd control where it stopped the enemies dead in their tracks, giving her the ability to circle around and set them up for a big attack. See what she does. And she did the big attack, the AoE ground pound. Okay, that is interesting. That's definitely a lot faster than the Division 2 and Destiny 2. So that is very interesting. And also look at her weapon. I don't know if you can customize the weapon, but she has this yellow and orange paint job on the barrel and a yellow on the stock. So yeah, that's cool looking. I wonder if we can actually customize her weapons.
Let's take a quick moment to talk about a pretty important feature: UI.
All right, see what we got here.
We know that screen real estate is important to shooter fans. There's a lot of information that needs to be delivered, and players have various preferences in terms of the hierarchy of information. We're conscious that different people want different things from an RPG shooter. Some people like seeing everything, from damage, numbers, quest trackers to life bars and more.
That I do.
While others might want a more pure shooter experience. Everyone falls in different places on that spectrum, so we made sure to include options to customize your UI experience however you like. Let's see if I can clear up my screen a little.
Oh wow, there's a lot of options. So show the damage numbers, mini map, your experience bar, your world tier bar, quest tracker. Thank you for having that. Skill bar, your teammates' health. So we're playing an MMO. Like I'm back and playing World of Warcraft over again. Party panels, NPC icons. So everything that you need to keep an eye on your stats and your party stats are right there, and you can turn them on and off, or it looks like you can even scale them. So that's cool.
I really want to take in the view today, so I'm changing my HUD to a more minimal shooter-style UI. Let's return to our pyromancer Nova now. She made good progress through the ruins of First City, and is now heading towards a giant drawbridge.
Okay, so that's nice. That's important to see that there are environmental damage things out there in the world too. So that's cool.
By the way, the 4 will come in different shapes and sizes.
Let me just add real quick that this has already impressed me, and I no longer think that Outriders is a Division 2 clone, because that is exactly what I thought the game was going to be when I first saw it. I was completely wrong. I apologize immensely to People Can Fly, because I was completely wrong. All right, looks like we're getting a boss encounter here. One thing I didn't notice before, but I'm glad that they don't have one. Looks like there's no stamina bar, so you can run for as long as you want. I didn't pay attention. I thought there might be some kind of limit to how fast or how long you can run, but apparently there is not, because this character is running nonstop, which is a good thing. Now we're seeing a lot of lighting effects. We also see the lighting coming through the smog or the dust coming off the ground. I'm curious though. I see that the person's using the Xbox One controller. I don't know if this is being played on the PC or this is being played on the Xbox X, but the effects look very interesting. I like that. You got the blood splatter on the screen as well, and the reflection off the water. Yeah, keep it, and some really nice bump mapping there as well. Okay.
Thank you, Sven. Let's take a moment to talk about dynamic difficulty settings in Outriders.
This sounds interesting. Dynamic
Outriders has
difficulty.
a flexible difficulty system called world tiers that allows you to fine-tune your difficulty setting at your leisure.
Okay, so she said something very important. World tiers. This will be very familiar for those who play the Division 2, because the Division 2 also has world tiers. Now, I haven't played the Division in a while, and I need to get back to that game. But from what I remember, once you hit a certain gear score, the game automatically pushes you to a higher world tier. I don't think you have the ability to tell it no. At least that's what I remember. I could be completely wrong.
Means that the game will organically find the right challenging difficulty for you. Even if you're a skilled and maxed out player absolutely chewing through the battlefield with fully optimized gear.
Okay, so it sounds like that Outriders will do the same thing. Once you get a certain point in the game where you out DPS or you outgear the world tier, it moves you up. It's set automatically, so I'm assuming that's exactly how this works.
The idea behind world tiers is that you can make Outriders either a just here for the story game or a true hell on Enoch experience. It is totally up to you. Generally speaking, higher world tiers are more difficult as they increase enemy stats such as damage, armor, health, and enemy level. However, you will
Wow, look at all those weapons. Holy crap. pistols, assault rifles, shotguns, sniper rifles. What else we got here? We can see some of the gear as well. I like this screen. It gives you a lot of information, and right from the door, you can see which weapon you have equipped right now. You can see what weapons you have in your inventory that will allow you to go up and do more DPS, or which ones will hinder your DPS. So it also shows your gear score in there. I like this. It even gives you information about your weapons right in your face, clear. I really like this. This is clean. And it looks like they're playing on a PC because you can see at the bottom it shows you the mouse. So they are playing with an Xbox One controller on the PC. Question answered.
Also gain more rewards, get better loot drops, and unlock more accolades. You'll start on World Tier 1 and scale up as you play the game, depending on your performance. When you eventually get up to the higher world tiers, you will get to a point where you will need to optimize your gear and build a...
Holy crap, look at that gear. All right, so we've got custom gear sets down as well.
Accordingly, in order to continue to progress. Let's pull up the world tier menu here and have a closer look. As you can see, world tiers can be manually adjusted on the fly, depending on how you're currently doing.
Okay.
You'll gain experience in combat towards unlocking the next world tier, should you be playing on the highest world tier possible for your character. This experience is separate from the character level, but is accumulated much in the same way. Experience from quests doesn't contribute to world tier experience, but quest combat does.
Where is he?
Inside the bunker up the hill.
Here's the kicker though. Whenever you die, you will lose a percentage of world tier advancement. This
Oh,
prevents
okay.
you from accidentally stepping up to even more difficult world tiers, should you be struggling on the current one.
Okay, so that's a nice ability or a nice function in the game. So say you picked up a piece of gear and it automatically threw you to a higher world tier, but you're not ready for it. So if you keep losing, looks like it will eventually knock you back to a lower world tier, so you can eventually work your way up. That's going to be very helpful for people who try to power level and don't realize at the end that, oh crap, I'm going way over my head, or people who just want to take their time. I like that.
You really need to earn your spurs here.
I think they've been watching the people complain about that in the Division 2.
Each newly unlocked world tier will also reward you with either a resource or a new rare, epic, or legendary weapon.
That is
And
also
in some
pretty
cases,
nice.
Both. Higher world tiers will enable loot to drop that is actually of a higher level than the player themselves. This
Okay.
starts at world tier 4 and scales to
World tier 15. Look at that. Enemy level is base plus 12. So say hypothetically you're at level 50. Enemies will come at level 62. Wow. Okay.
world tier 15.
Notice how it says madness. Yeah, because that's crazy.
At the same time, playing on these same world tiers will allow the player to wear gear that is higher than their level while they are in that world tier. One final note on difficulty. The difficulty of the game and enemies will also be impacted by the amount of players in the game.
Hear that, folks? So the more people in your game, the harder the game is going to get.
This will ensure that the game remains challenging while playing in groups with friends, but it isn't punishing to the point of not being fun when playing solo.
That's what they think. Pretty sure people are going to complain about that.
For now, things were a little on the easy side for us back there, so let's crank things up a gear.
Thanks, Lucy. Nova likes her enemies tough, so yeah, bring it on. One of the things we've been super mindful of during development is how all that background and exposition is delivered. We know that one of the pains of this genre is having to work to consume story. We don't want our lore to be a chore or an obstacle to immersion. So we've ensured that everything is on the disc and in the game itself.
That's a jab at Destiny 2. Well, more so Destiny 1, where if you wanted to find more about the game, you had to read books and go to forums and Reddit and Twitter, everywhere else other than the game to get the actual lore and story. That's nice that they're adding it there, but didn't really need that jab.
While exploration and talking to NPCs will deliver additional context and background, bios, backstories, and lore are unlocked as you play, and can then be pulled from the menu at any time.
That's also pretty interesting. So basically, the people that are important or people of interest meet along your way. You can pull up their information. That's very good.
So, say for example you want to learn about the first city and the initial colonization of Enoch. You can check it out right here. The next section will be pretty tough, so ask my friend and community manager Robbie to tag along for a little co-op action. He's sporting a badass trickster in a complete legendary gear set. Now let's do some real damage. We have a truck to find.
Can I also say that I appreciate the level design? I'm a big fan of sci-fi shooters, and I love abandoned areas, abandoned factories. I've always had a fascination of that in games and also in our actual real world. There are so many websites out there where you see abandoned buildings and cathedrals and things like that, and I spend hours looking at them. So I can really appreciate what they're giving us in this devastated city landscape. And we get to see the cover system. I'm pretty sure that's the first time I've seen this in the game so far. You see the guy go flying by. We gotta rewind that again. Yep. It looks like, listening to the sound, like time was slowed down, because when that person was blown apart and they slowly flew in the air, the audio became muffled, like the effects like something is being slowed down. And we're getting a look at heavy enemies as well, because these guys, they've been spending a couple seconds on them, and they haven't taken them down yet. So it looks like these heavies are quite challenging. But yeah, the other character is slowing them down because they have a blue effect on them, and they're firing a lot slower than when they first originally saw those guys. And there goes the slow down, blow up effect.
In the interest of time and to keep some surprises for you, we're going to skip ahead a little now. Let's join the final minutes of the brutal finale against the portal-wielding captain.
Note to herself, pick a character who can slow down time, and apparently it makes encounters a lot easier. I wouldn't be surprised if they go back and see this and tweak the game so characters who can do that don't have much of an advantage, because all I saw was the secondary character slowing down that boss, and it made things a lot easier.
And there we have it. The captain left us a nice piece of armor. And yeah, a couple of limbs too. We hope you enjoyed our little trip to First City, and I see you in the next episode. Stay safe out there.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, so that was Outriders, the first gameplay trailer they released, and you know what? I am pretty excited. I'm looking forward to this. Again, I wasn't originally looking forward to it, but I'm hyped. I'm excited now. I want to see more of this game. People Can Fly has delivered, and I've seen a lot more in this trailer than I ever saw from PAX East 2020. Again, this is coming out holiday, Xbox One, Xbox Series X, PlayStation 4, PlayStation 5, and of course the PC. You'll be able to find me on both the PC and likely the Xbox, but that's too early to tell right now, but definitely will be on the PC. That said, yeah, this looks good. What do you guys think? Are you guys going to pick this game up when it comes out later this year? Let us know in the comments below. And as always, if you like this video, leave a comment, subscribe to the channel, and see you guys next time. Thank you for watching. Be safe out there.